Hi, everybody. Auntie Speaks here. We are going to talk about dun 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 climate deniers. We're going to see how serious this is and how much evil money is flowing to all the climate deniers. Let's listen to an actress tell us how stupid these climate deniers are.
I'm Jenny Slate, and today we're going to look at some of the truly bonkers things being said by climate change deniers in our government. There are a lot of shenanigans going on with the data. If there's one thing we know about NASA, it's that they really love shenanigans. Those guys love it. I love those shenanigans. Little known fact, NASA actually stands for the National Aeronautics and Shenanigans Administration.
Well, that's super weird. Why would someone in the Congress say that a government body is adjusting data? That's strange. We're going to look at my friend Tony Heller. If you don't know him, please look him up. He's a geek, complete geek. So if you like charts, go like Tony Heller, but I watch him all the time. He's awesome. But we are going to talk about, where do those temperatures come from? Where do those charts come from?
It shows the number of stations where they have daily temperature data from 1891 to 1920. The vast majority of the high-quality data is from the United States. There's also a decent record from Western Europe and parts of Australia, but most of the world is simply missing data. The U.S. temperature data is very high quality, and as of 1999, NASA showed cooling in the United States in the 1930s through the end of the 20th century. But unfortunately, after the year 1999, U.S. government agencies started tampering with the data, and they turned this cooling trend into a warming trend. This map from 20 years ago showed the adjustments which were being made by U.S. government agencies. They were heating up most of the country with artificial upwards adjustments, and since then their data tampering has actually gotten much worse. The purple graph shows the U.S. government's measured U.S. temperature data. Afternoon temperatures in the United States peaked during the 1930s and have cooled quite a bit since then. But government agencies tamper with the data to turn this long-term cooling trend into a warming trend.
Yes, they make adjustments to the data. And it's very strange. The past is always cool and the present are always warming adjustments. Now, maybe there's scientific reasons for this, but they don't let anybody see the soup, so to speak. So you're not able to question, why is that? Since, the temperature records were set in the 30s, the Dust Bowl, the Grapes of Wrath, ever heard of it? Yeah, it was really, really hot. So why do all our temperature records, why were they set in the late 30s, but yet we're the hottest, time in decades or forever, ever? Okay, let's hear more from these climate deniers.
Scientists, like the rest of us humans, can have beliefs, but that doesn't make it science. The difference is that the rest of us humans have beliefs, like pizza is a cool food and old ladies with purple hair have great stories. Scientists have beliefs based on facts and scientific observations, and 97% of the scientists who study climate believe that global climate change is real and caused by humans.
So scientists don't have beliefs? No? Scientists don't have political bias? Do you believe that when they place on their white coat all of their beliefs and their political leanings, all the money that flows to climate, that doesn't affect them at all? Since you need to get grants, and unless you claim to believe in climate change, you will not get any grants. Oh, but they're completely altruistic. I got a bridge to sell ya. And the 97%. I mean, really, if you truly believe that it is science to say that 97% of scientists believe something, if you think that's scientific, there actually was a survey that was done. And the guy who did it was not a scientist. He was like a blogger or something like that. And he pulled the abstracts of scientific papers. And it was so bad that the people who wrote the papers like protested. The only actual poll that's been done is by, I think, the Meteorology Society or something like that. And I think they got like 50 or 60% of their people to agree. But what they were agreeing upon is, yes, humans affect climate. And all of us. The denier of the denier of the denier on the planet agrees that, yes, CO2 has a warming. Yes, the planet has warmed. We think it's kind of tough to measure the temperature of the entire planet, but we think so. We can kind of agree on that. But that's about where it ends when you talk about scientists. And that's the way science works. Half people agree, another fourth don't agree. Maybe this people thought, maybe I agree with this person, but not that person. That's science. The rest of it is not science. So what we're going to look at now is a super scary article from Vice. That is right. Some people are funding climate deniers, and we need to stop it. We need to stop the money flowing to climate deniers. Let's take a look. Ooh, scary. How fracking billionaires Ben Shapiro and PragerU built a climate crisis denial empire. Oh my God, that is super, super scary. Okay, so they're talking about these two Wilkes brothers. And they scare you a bunch at the beginning here because look, oh my God, they're religious. Oh my God. Oh, Christianity. Oh, it's terrible. But they are the newest billionaires. Okay, so they are the newest billionaires. They had a fracking business that was worth $3.5 billion and each pocketed $1.4 billion. So they got a lot of dough. They got a lot of dough to have a lot of fun with. Okay, so he gave a sermon about the polar ice caps and how if God wants to save the polar ice caps, then he'll save the polar ice caps. It's an opinion. It is America. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But then he decided to donate $6.5 million to Prager University. Oh my God, the dastardly deed. If you don't know what PragerU is, please search YouTube for PragerU. It is awesome. Dennis Prager is my hero. And then, oh my God, then they provided another $4.77 million to the Daily Wire. Wow. And this is really, really, really scary. So PragerU says, we affirm that the earth is warming, but we regard the view that global warming is an existential threat to life on earth as manipulative hysteria. Yes, I believe the same. Yes, the earth is warming. No, it's not going to kill us. It's been way warmer than it is right now. I could show you a chart where it warms 10 degrees in 40 years. And I think that was like 12,000 years ago. So it wasn't because of our cars. Likewise, Shapiro has made debunking climate change hysteria a top priority for the Daily Wire. In 2013, Wilkes accounted for a quarter of the public support received by Prager University Foundation. Wow, this is super scary. This is super scary. I wonder how it compares to donations to people in the green movement. Let's see. Oh, Bezos makes first donation from $10 billion Earth Fund. That's with a B. A B. Okay. So that's Bezos. He gave $10 billion. Okay. So this is state and local funding. This is 2018. Back when we weren't spending anything on climate, and we were still spending about $32 to $33 billion a year. Yeah, that's a lot. And then Mr. Joe Biden came in. I gotta love him. He tried to spend let's see, what is that? 1.3 trillion is what he tried to spend. That's with a T. Trillion. But he couldn't get it through. So he ended up only spending 369 billion, I believe, in the quote unquote Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah. The funniest name that you've ever heard. Here's another global foundation, Green Climate Fund. And these are just the people who put it up front. Go to Greenpeace, go to Sierra Club. Yeah, billions and billions of dollars going to the greenies. These guys claim 10.8 billion is committed to green stuff. So let's total up what the Wilks gave. $12 million with an M. What do we got here? We got 10.8 billion. We got another 10 from Jeff Bezos. The government is given at least, 400, 500 billion in the last couple of years. You know what? I think one is getting more. I think so. And you might think that's bad, but you know what? I think there are two sides to every argument. If there's argument on one side, I heard it from some professor. Somebody said this, and I can't remember where it was. Beware of one hand clapping. If you hear an argument on one side, there's probably a valid argument on the other. And if you want to be honest, you better know what the other side thinks. And that is what I fear. Half of the people have no idea of the science behind climate change. They're completely lost. So yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of the 12 million this one guy gave. I'd worry about, I don't know, the billions and billions of dollars flowing from the government. Maybe. So if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out. And tell me if you don't like what I'm doing or if you like what I'm doing. Okay? Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.